I've never actually been to something this intense in person before, so it was definitely really exciting, really intense.
It wasn't as good as it would have been if we won, but it was still fun to be with the fans and all the USC athletes and students here.
I think once they sit back, they'll start to understand just what all they did this year.
We were all kind of in it together, and that was pretty special.
I think us going out the last year in Division II, doing that well meant a lot. It just proved that we can compete in Division I.
I think our team is very fortunate to have great fans like we do.
If all the towns around were down there, it was that I'll never forget that.
People realized at the beginning of the season that we had potential to go all the way, and I think that bringing home a runner-up is better than anything that anyone else could have ever dreamed of.
We were all really proud of them for the way they made it, and they played an awesome game, definitely dominated. So,
good job, University of South Dakota women's basketball. Go Yotes!
Good evening and welcome to U News. I'm Andy Buchholz.
And I'm Jamie Bullion. Tonight we'll highlight the women's basketball team and its winning season, and we'll take a look at what's going on this week for Idea Fest. But first, the USD women's basketball team fell just short of its ultimate goal Saturday. The team lost to Northern Kentucky in the NCAA National Championship game 63-58. But as U News' Danny Rapinchuk found, the team still received a welcome home worthy of a champion.
On a 40-degree Sunday afternoon outside the Dakota Dome, fans were reaching a fever pitch waiting for the arrival of the USD women's basketball team and the coach behind a magical season.
And I think you would agree with me that these young ladies took all of us on a hell of a ride.
Less than 24 hours after falling to Northern Kentucky in the NCAA Division II Women's Basketball National Championship game, USD received a hero's welcome from its fans, many of which traveled all the way back to Vermillion to support their Coyotes.
It's just amazing what this season's done, and these fans have been with us all year.
Lavin didn't say much to his players after Saturday's loss because he knew they could see the bigger picture.
Even though we understand that losing is always part of something, when it happens, it's always a difficult pill to swallow. You feel like you let everybody down, and yet I really do believe that these kids took us all for a great ride.
And although that ride may have ended in a loss, senior guard Gina Hoffman knows the fans will be there to support them, as they have been throughout the entire season.
It means a lot to us. Obviously this is disappointing in the fact that, we didn't quite get accomplished what we set out to achieve, but, coming back to fans like this, it really kind of puts some things in perspective.
And while she hasn't had much time to reflect on it yet, Hoffman knows there will be things that she will miss.
Those everyday practices, seeing each other and things like that, and the long bus trips and, those kind of memories will be pretty special in years to come.
And while his time as coach may be coming to an end, Lavin wants the focus to be on his players and what they did this season.
They accomplished amazing things this year in terms of winning, going undefeated in the league and beating North Dakota 3 times. And I think once they sit back, they'll start to understand just what all they did this year.
They may not have captured a national title, but the Coyotes still came home champions. For U News, I'm Danny Rapinchuk.
Supporters of a statewide abortion ban say they filed petition signatures to put the proposal on the November general election ballot in South Dakota. The number of signatures for the proposal were more than double the amount needed. The law would prohibit all abortions except in cases of rape and incest. Leaders of an abortion rights group, the South Dakota Campaign for Healthy Families, say they think voters will reject the proposal just like they did 2 years ago.
South Dakota voters won't be deciding this fall whether to increase the state tax on beer, wine, and liquor by a dime a drink. A petition drive was started in mid-January to put the proposal on the November ballot. Those supporting the measure say the tax would provide more money for counties that need to deal with increasing law enforcement due to alcohol-related crimes. Liquor lobbyists say it would unfairly tax people who drink responsibly. It's that time of year again, when students get to present their research projects and other creative activities. U-News' live correspondent Allison Wick has more on this week's Idea Fest.
USD's annual Idea Fest took place yesterday and today in the ID Weeks library. USD students gave presentations through panel discussions, student organizations, and other presentations that show how creative the USD student body is. Idea Fest features a keynote speaker, Kevin Seitz, who is an online journalist and war correspondent. He will be speaking tonight at 8 p.m. in Farber Hall. Seitz gave over 400 million internet users instant access to eyewitness reporting to some of the world's major conflicts. He works alone and shoots, writes, edits, and transmits multimedia reports. If you would like to learn more about the Idea Fest or the keynote speaker, Kevin Seitz, please contact Karen Custer at 677-6173. Reporting for U-News, I'm Allison Wick.
Thanks, Allison. Traditionally during finals week, parking regulations have been ignored by both students and faculty, but they're being reminded that parking tickets will still be issued to those who park illegally. The City of Vermilion and the university have separate guidelines for issuing tickets. They also have different penalties for those who don't abide by the rules. All parking on campus is by permit only. A permits are enforced during the week between 7:30 and 5:30, but all other lots are regulated 24/7 by public safety officers. Failing to register your vehicle can result in a $25 fine.
To pay a parking ticket. After 15 days, the fines will double, so it becomes a $50 fine at that point in time. You have 30 days to pay the double fine before they're billed to your student account.
Peterson says if the fines are still unpaid, it could result in registration problems for the following semester. Parking illegally on city streets is a different matter. The ticket is $10 and goes up to $15 if not paid within 72 hours. If the vehicle isn't moved, it can be towed. Up next, we look at the safety preparations that went into last week's fight night, and we'll explain why a notable Vermilion monument was torn down. These stories and more when U-News returns in a moment. Stay with us.